guys, welcome to this 10 minutes for 10 days yoga challenge. I am a big believer that any movement, no matter how big or small or for how long, is better than no movement at all. A lot of us feel intimidated at the prospect of rolling out our mat or doing a workout, whatever it might be, because we feel as though we have to do it for such a long period of time, maybe 30 minutes or an hour. But I'm hoping that this series will show you that all you need is 10 minutes in the morning or in the evening, whenever you can, to feel that shift in your body and also to make a massive physical difference in flexibility, in mobility, in strength. So I'm hoping that you really enjoy this challenge. You can do it every day for 10 days, or of course, if you'd like to and you can't quite make it happen every day, you can come back to these videos whenever you want. So we're going to make a start in our child's pose today. You can bring the knees together, or you can bring the knees a little bit wider, whatever works best for you. If your knees are a bit wider, you'll get more into the hips. However, if the knees are closer together, it gives you a little bit of hip compression, which actually can be really good for your hip creases and relieves a bit of the tension. So totally up to you. Connect your big toes and then just allow your upper body to melt down either in between the thighs or over the thighs. Again, you have the option to either extend your arms towards the top of the mat, or you can let the arms drop down by your sides. Eyes drop down to a close just for a few moments. Start to regulate your breath and check in with how you're feeling today. Try to find consistency and equality to each inhale and exhale. And whilst you're here in your child's pose, just take a couple of little movements. So very subtle, maybe a little sway of your head from side to side, just massaging out the brow, a place that we really hold on to a lot of tension. If you think about it, when we frown, when we're worried or concerned, all that tension gets stored in the forehead. So just give it a little bit of a rock from side to side. And then allow the movements to go down in towards your shoulders, maybe down towards the hips as well. Just really subtle, really steady. And then come back to find stillness. Take a big breath in through your nose, draw it down into the belly. And a long breath out through your mouth. On your next inhale, make your way up into your tabletop position. So shoulders are above the wrists, hips are above the knees. We've got length through our spine, and we're engaging through our core by drawing the belly button back towards the spine ever so slightly. Press through your hands so that you don't collapse through your shoulders here, and reach through the crown of your head, encouraging maximum length all the way along the spine. On your next inhale, let your belly drop, press the heart forwards, keep pushing through your hands, take the gaze out long, finding our cow pose. As you exhale, pull the belly button back, press through your hands, doming through the spine, chin to chest. Inhaling, we let the belly drop, send the tailbone high, pull your chest in between the upper arms, look out long in front of you. And exhale to dome and round, engaging through the core. Tailbone drops down towards the back of the knees. We press through the hands. Let's take two more like this, starting to synchronize our breath with our movement. And also building a little bit of articulation, a little bit of mobility into our spine. Last one. Beautiful, and then come back to find stillness. Re-establish that length all the way along your spine. We're going to tuck the right toes under and slide the right foot to the back of the mat. So toes are tucked. We want to push down through the ball of that foot and then press through your hands, driving the heel of the right foot towards the back of the mat. We're starting to open up into the calf, so you can either be completely still or maybe find a gentle little rock and a bop forwards and backwards, whatever feels best for you. On your next inhale, bring the weight forwards once again, switch on your right glute and float the right leg up. Now, as you do this, just be mindful that you don't collapse through your lower abdomen and overarch through the lumbar spine. So it might be that you can't lift your leg quite so high, but just make sure that you're recruiting the muscles in that right glute to lift it, rather than collapsing through the spine and through the lower back.
On your next exhale, tap your right knee towards your elbow or the upper arm. Inhale to re-extend. 2 more like this. Exhale, knee to elbow. Keep the rest of the body quiet. Inhale to extend. Last one. Exhale, knee to elbow, firing up those obliques. This time, flex your right foot, pausing here, and then step your right foot wide and maybe a little bit higher than your right hand. Walk the hands up to be in line with that right foot. You can adjust your stance here. If you're super open in your hips, you might want to shuffle that back knee back a little bit, creating more space. And then come up onto tented fingertips. Press your chest forwards here, lengthening through the spine. Have a little peek down, try to stack your right knee above your right ankle and squeeze that left glute, just supporting the lower back as we start to open up into our hips. On your next exhale, we're going to walk the hands back, extend through the right leg, lift the right toes up, coming to find our variation of our half splits. So pull that right hip back as much as you can, flex through the toes. And then we're just going to work our way forwards and backwards in between these two postures. So our low lizard lunge, really getting into those hips, and then back into our half splits, really targeting the hamstrings. Try to keep as much length along your spine as much as you can, even if it is a little bit rounded. Energetically, be consciously moving towards that longer spine. Good. The next time that you're in your half splits, pause here. Flex through your right foot as much as you can. And then we're going to ground down through the left hand or the left fingertips. And as you inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Try to keep lengthening through your spine. Hug the right hip back into space as much as you can. One more breath here. And as you exhale, let your right hand drop down to the inside of your right leg once again. Press down firmly through both palms and then see if you can keep that right leg extended. Float the right heel up, sweep the right leg all the way round behind you and exhale to release the right knee down to meet the left. Find your tabletop once again if you want to work through a little round of your cat-cow here or something similar just to reset through the spine before we come on to the other side. So again, check in with your foundations here. Have you collapsed through the shoulders? Press through those hands and then tuck your left toes under, slide the left foot to the back of the mat. Press through your hands, drive the heel towards the back as you push down through the ball of the left foot even. Breathing here. On your next inhale, shift the weight forward, switch on that left glute to float the left leg up. Keep as much length down your lumbar spine as you can, and as you exhale, tap your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale to re-extend that leg. 2 more like this. Knee to elbow. Inhale to re-extend, find that control. Last one, knee to elbow. Pause here, flex that left foot and step it wide of the left hand. You can walk the hands forwards or shuffle that back knee back a little bit if you would like to. And then coming up onto tented fingertips, press the chest forwards, lengthen through your spine. Breathe here, feel gravity start to help us open up into those hips. 1 more breath. And then we're going to walk the hands back, extending through the left leg, this time peeling the left toes up. So the more that we flex that left foot, the deeper we will feel this down the back of the leg. And then shifting in between these two postures, taking your time. If you want to stay in one for a little bit longer, of course do. Good, 1 more in each direction if you're moving with a little bit of flow. And then we will meet back in our half split variation once again. I want you to visualize that you're trying to drag that left heel back without it moving, but trying to plug that left femur bone back into the hip socket. And then pressing down firmly through the right fingertips or the right palm. Use a breath in to reach the left arm up to the sky, coming into your twist. Hug that left hip back into space, lengthen through the side body. 1 more breath here. And as you exhale, let the left hand float down to the inside of your left leg. Ground down firmly through both palms. See if you can float that left leg all the way up, re-extending it out long behind you, coming into our three-legged tabletop, and then exhaling to release the left knee down. Next to the right, take a round of your cat-cow here. Coming back to find stillness, release the hips back down towards your heels. Let the upper body melt down over your thighs. Forehead reconnects with the mat, coming back to find your child's pose. Close down the eyes, take a few deep breaths here. And then walking the hands back towards you. Keep the hips connected with your heels as you stack your shoulders above your hips. Let the hands rest lightly in your lap. Eyes are still closed. Together we'll take a big breath in through our nose. Draw it down into the belly. And then open your mouth. Release it out. Thank you so much for moving with me in our first of our 10 minutes for 10 days yoga series. I hope you enjoyed. Notice how you feel now in comparison to the start of the class, and I will see you all tomorrow. Namaste.